In Night City, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The Corpos who pull the strings of the corrupt system, and the Choombas who fight for their lives running the streets. These are their stories.
Some call me Kenyon, some call me Swamp Swimmer, some call me dude, stop talking about nerd stuff. But tonight, I am your GM, and we are playing Cyberpunk RED. Woo! We made it, guys. Happy to be here. Just some housekeeping things before we get to the game. All the social stuff, guys. We have a Discord server, we have a Facebook page, we have a TikTok and a Instagram. Check that out, please. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you enjoy anything you're watching. We greatly appreciate it. Other small thing I want to do before we start is I just want to throw out some thanks to a bunch of random people out there in the world. Some YouTubers, John the Wise, Emeron, Dice, and Cybernation Uncensored are all Cyberpunk RED YouTubers that have really inspired me to do this online and to get this out there, and thank you to them. They're awesome. I just want to thank everyone at R. Talsorian Games who make Cyberpunk RED, and all the creative people who did all the writing and drawing and all that stuff out there. Foundry VTT, there's a big community out there of Foundry people who have made this much easier for us to play online. A lot of work went into that. They're awesome people. And lastly, a band named Carl Casey, who makes all the music you're listening to right now. He makes royalty-free dark punk, what's the right word? Dark EDM music. Is that right? I don't know. Thank you, Carl. But with that, we'll jump into the game and talk to our players. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Woo-woo! I'm excited to be here. So, we're playing Cyberpunk RED. This is session 0. We're going to do some character creation. I'm really excited to get into this. But before we get into that, I love... All right, so whoever's playing with us who doesn't normally play as me as the GM, I really, really enjoy putting my players in awkward positions where they have to answer questions on the fly. And I'm going to do that to all three of you right now. We're going to do a little... like first day on the job icebreaker questions, and it's gonna be awesome. So first, I'd love to know your name. I'd love to know if you have any creative work out there on the internet. If you got socials you want to say to everyone who's watching, say that. I want to know your favorite cyberpunk media, like a movie, a TV show, a book, art, anything that inspires you when it comes to the cyberpunk genre. And lastly, I need to know, not lastly, I want to know a fun fact about you as a person. yeah, I'm gonna do this. And lastly, as we do in all of our streams, the last question, the most important question, is what you drinking. And just so you have a second to think about it, everyone, I'll start off. Hi everyone. My name's Kenyon. I just told you about all my socials. I am the main person here at Glory of Golden State Gaming. My favorite cyberpunk thing, 100%, is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which is the TV series. So good. It's one of my favorites. I've rewatched it dozens of times. So good. Fun fact about me. You know, I'm just gonna put it out there, guys. I'm a naked pooper. When I poop, I need to have all of my clothes off. Fun fact about Kenyon.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And lastly, what am I drinking? What am I drinking? I picked this up in my local beer store. I'm a big fan of craft beers, like expensive, fancy beers. Super stereotypical of me, but I love them anyway. This is from Frome Brewers. This is a beer called Dead Wax. It is an 6.8% from Vermont, East Coast IPA. Right there, dead wax. I'm just gonna crack this open online. See if you guys can hear it. Good? Bad?
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
So that's me. Nice to meet y'all. Let's jump over to Kevin.
Hey, yeah. So I'm Kevin. My favorite cyberpunk IP is a book called the series is called Cyber Dreams and written by Plum Parrot. Currently 5 books in the series on audiobook. I listened to the last book. It was 17 hours long, all in one go. So it's also the first I've had of it's called a lit RPG. So it's a book, but it's also have RPG character. So character gets new gear, character levels up, and so
gotcha.
Definitely got me in the mood for doing cyberpunk.
Say, what's your fun fact?
My fun facts. That's fun. I mean, I guess when I'm not poring over RPG books and playing board games, I do contemporary dance.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I do contemporary dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevin has shared it with me. He's awesome dancer. That's very cool.
Oh,
That's
There are
cool
videos
hobby to
online, but you won't get the link.
And lastly, what you drinking? What's the last one?
Just a Stella.
Nice. All right, let's move on to Ryoko. Go for it.
For the time being, you can refer to me as Ryoko.
Okay.
Let's see. Favorite cyberpunk medium. I'd probably have to say, at least setting-wise, just what we're literally going to be playing. I fell in love with 2077 when that initially came out. The Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime just kind of amplified it. And then
that anime was great, really good.
Yeah. And then when you mentioned that you wanted to run a campaign, I immediately dove into writing backstory and figuring out characters, and so this is it.
We're living the dream, guys. We're living the dream.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Well, I'm trans. Does that count?
That is fun, and it is a fact. I love that.
Are you having fun with it?
Very.
Oh, okay. Fun fact.
Very much.
There you go. Good.
And lastly, what you drinking?
Well, for this auspicious occasion of us finally starting this campaign, I decided to break out the old Captain Morgan tattoo.
Ooh.
Whoa! I've been hearing about that for years. Never seen it broken out.
Yeah, I don't know why they discontinued it, but it's delicious in a rum and coke.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm having. Nice.
What's the
rum and coke.
what's the flavor that's in the tattoo? What's is it a called out flavor, or is it just something different?
I'm not sure. I suspect that there's some cherry notes in it. Otherwise it's I don't know. It doesn't have nearly as much of an alcohol kick of your typical spiced rums.
Okay.
I think it is a little bit less. It's only 35%. I think normally Captain Morgan is 40. But it has some additional flavors that the standard Spice Drums don't. And I've never been able to find its equal, even among other ones that claim to be.
Yeah.
And so I had managed to find 2 bottles of it, God, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, when
local
something's
Bev Mall.
discontinued and you know you like it and then it gets discontinued, you hunt it down and then stockpile it as much as you can,
Yeah.
right?
Well, this is all that's left of the 2 bottles that I bought 5 years ago, and so it's I'm going real slow with it.
That's the right way to do it. Yeah, save it for wonderful occasions like this evening, where we're kicking off Cyberpunk RED.
Exactly.
Sam, you are new to the channel. Welcome. We're happy to have you here. Go through the list. Start from the top.
I've already forgotten what all the questions were.
1. Your name.
I think that's Sam. Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
Your favorite cyberpunk medium.
Oh man. I don't know if any of them are psychic or to deal with ghosts or anything. So that's not what we meant. I don't really have a specific influence. This is actually a genre that I've only sort of absorbed through osmosis. I haven't done a whole lot. I think Blade Runner is cool, but here's
that's
here's
the.
my take for you.
I feel like that's
Blade Runner is so boring.
It's slow. It's slow. I'll give you that. It's amazing. Come on. It's amazing.
Molasses. It's gorgeous molasses, but it's molasses. But I've liked film noir and detective noir, so
Yeah.
I would say some of those are some of my favorite elements for cyberpunk stuff. I guess I'm just gonna pick Blade Runner, and then in brackets the word sarcastically for my favorite cyberpunk.
Fair enough. I need a fun
Accepted.
fact. A fun fact.
Jesus, I'm full of them. I used to be a lunch lady.
Okay.
I used to
At
work
a
in
big public high school or a what?
Mhm. Public high school. It was
Was
right
it-
next to the school my mom worked at. I loved that job.
Really? I was gonna ask you. It sounds like a horrible job. But it was good.
Yeah, I got away with so much nonsense. It was awesome.
You prefer to be associated as a lunch lady, not chef?
I wasn't cooking. I was providing meals to kids and making sure they had a good day. I was and I was the only dude there, so I got that bathroom
okay.
whenever I wanted. It was great.
It's a good fun fact. And lastly, what
Yeah,
are
I saw
you
that.
drinking?
Oh yeah, I should be drinking some water because I'm smoking the greens tonight. I got some.
Hey, we're all allowed to do that.
It is called Forbidden Fruitcake from the Cannabist.
Hey, we don't have to do recommendations on drinks here. We can do a recommendation of whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking in that, and I should really get some water. So I'm gonna be good.
Anytime you can get a big glass of water. No worries. Stay hydrated, folks. That is actually a great segue to one of my first points about this campaign. Starting with this episode and every single episode after this, I'm going to assign you a little bit of homework. It's not a lot of homework, but I'm going to assign you one cyberpunk, or actually no, any movie, a movie, period, to watch in the next week that might reference what's going to happen in the next episode, might have the same vibe that's going on in the next episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the movie I want you to watch this week. This is a God. What year was it released? The movie is called Strange Days, with Ralph Fiennes as the lead. Strange Days.
Is this the one that you told me to watch a year ago that I never got
Yes.
around to?
1995.
You never got around to it.
Okay.
This was released in 1995. Ralph Fiennes, what's her face is in it? Anyway, it's a great cyberpunk movie. It's going to tie into what's going to happen in the first episode, so I highly recommend. It is currently streaming on Max. If any of you need a login to Max, talk to moi. And oh, that's what it is. Yeah, here we go. Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Juliette Lewis, Tom Sizemore. Great cast. Great cast.
Angela Bassett. Oh.
Yeah, wonderful. A force to be reckoned with. So that means sometime in the next week and before next Tuesday, all y'all need to watch Strange Days. It will be worth the watch. It's one of my favorite cyberpunk movies. So, okay, so we did that. Okay. Let's jump right into what we're doing here. We're playing Cyberpunk RED. Actually, let me grab the books. Hold on. Wait, I left the books over here. 1 second. Everyone, hold on. Okay. We are playing Cyberpunk RED, and we are playing the campaign
Way to go, Claire.
Hope Reborn. Hope Reborn is their most recent whole book campaign. I'm really excited to play this. It's gonna be really cool. I'm kind of trying to stick mainly to the story, but I'm gonna add my own little special sauce in there. So it's gonna be some divergence from the book if anyone's watching along that has read the campaign book. As far as rules, we will be using the core rulebook, the core rules, obviously. We will be using the Edge Runner Mission Kit special rules. We will also be using these special rules from Hope Reborn and also Black Chrome. Black Chrome has a bunch of extra weapons and cars and a bunch of other things. If you're following along at home, we'll be using all of those rules. Also, our Talsarian game releases numerous DLCs or like extra little rules that they release online for free. I'll be using a handful of those when needed during the campaign. Specifically Ryoko, the bartender. What was it called? What was the DLC called?
Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, that one.
We will be including this.
It is called Mixing Drinks, Changing Lives.
Mixing Drinks, Changing Lives DLC. That will be included. And lastly, I'm choosing to use, whether you're familiar with the rules for Cyberpunk RED or not, I'm choosing to do one house rule. One of your stats when you do character creation is luck. The way the rules are written, you can use luck. You can add luck to your roll. It's a pool of luck for you to spend, and you can add luck to a roll before you roll it. My house rule, which I think a lot of people play, maybe some people play in Cyberpunk RED, when you can use this luck after you roll to bump it up to a success. This is the same kind of mechanic as Call of Cthulhu, but I think that's a little more fun. Because it would feel bad if you added luck to a roll, then you rolled so poorly you lost luck. It just doesn't feel good. It's not a feel-good situation. So that's
or if you rolled so good that you didn't need to use it. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a waste. It feels like you're not getting anything for that luck value. That's my one house rule I'm doing. And I think that is everything. Okay, we're gonna jump into character creation. Let's do this. Let's see. Jump there. Bam. I asked the players here to pick the role they'd like to play, which the role is like a class in Cyberpunk RED, and also to choose their name. Cyberpunk RED, like in the core rulebook, has an extensive, really awesome backstory creator, randomized backstory creator. I'm going to ask all three of you to roll into that and go through the process with me. But if you see something that you rolled that you don't like, or you see something in the chart that you do like, what you rolled has no bearing on what you need to keep. You can choose whatever you want to do. I just think it's fun to go through this process, and it'd be a fun thing to do on stream. That's the whole jam. Okay, let me jump all the way to character creation in this book. Okay. So I guess we should start with what? Ryoko? What class, or I'm sorry, not class, what role did you choose?
Hold on one moment. I'm organizing my. I was gunning for being the A student here. You assigned homework, and I did way more than was needed.
That's good. That's great. That's a good thing.
Okay. So the role that I had in mind was Netrunner.
Netrunner, I love it. The keyboard jockey, if you want to call it that. Kevin, what role did you choose?
Tech.
Tech. And lastly, Sam, what did you choose?
Fixer.
Fixer. I like it. I like it. I like it. This is gonna be a good group. Let's scroll all the way down here. So what do you guys, all of you have D10s on you? I think it's a D10.
I can roll D10s on Google, so I just did roll 4D10 and so I'll have multiple D10s. I can just go in order, not have to wait.
There we go. So let's just let's start from the top, everyone. Everyone pull out a D10 or pull it up on your computer. Give me a roll of a D10 for your cultural origins.
I'll break out the super fancy dice for this one.
Damn. Did I get this? I was up in the spreadsheet and I was like, oh, it's out of order, but no, I wasn't paying attention. I was a page off. Roll the 10. Oceania Pacific
10.
Islander.
Pacific Islander.
Well, you know, I'm myself. Oh no, I'm not myself. I'm a little more east than myself.
A little more east, yeah.
Yes.
Now we roll these, and for instance, like Ryoko, you said you've already kind of determined what you want to do. Yeah, roll for me just for shits and giggles.
Oh yeah,
and then,
No, I'm.
and then tell me what you're actually doing. And then also tell me if you rolled something so interesting, you're like, ooh, maybe I should change to that. That's the sweet spot.
So my my take on this is this will just be a potential other character I can use should the worst happen.
Should the worst happen. You're alluding to something I'm gonna do. I'm leaving this till the end of the stream. You'll have a little more homework just on week 1, but we'll get there. Sam, what did you roll? Or no, we didn't get to Ryoko. What did you roll? Sorry.
We didn't get to that yet. I go ahead and go with Sam first though, because I'm working on bringing up a blank character sheet that I can fill in as I'm doing this.
I didn't roll anything. I walked away, got some water while I was trying to find actual dice, and so I just pulled up Google and rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Guess what? You're North American.
Whoa! It's so realistic.
This is blowing my mind, man. It's blowing my mind.
What? How many times am I rolling this D10?
Just one. That's the first step.
Oh man. Alright. I just want to get the bad rolls out of the way now.
There are no bad rolls for this part.
Yes, there are.
Oh, I mean, depending on.
Whoa, Kevin. There are no bad rules for cultural origin. Just let's be real here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just depending on your personality. Some people may be very sore about you rolling a certain thing because they're assholes.
True. That is very true.
I posted in the chat. There was a blank character sheet, Google sheet. So
thank you.
Fill out.
Let's see. Quick look over at the chat. Lothar has been commenting about a 2D game on Corpos RED in a 2077 video game. I know there are mods to make it look like Red. The really difference between Cyberpunk 2077, which is the video game, and Cyberpunk RED is 2077 is 30 years in the future, And Cyberpunk Red, which we're playing here, is right after a small-scale nuke goes off in the middle of Night City. So the city's kind of in rebuilding mode. There's a hot zone in the middle of the city. It's much more things are much more scarce in the city. While in 2077, everything's shiny and brand new, and there's all the Arasaka's back in the city and a little bit different.
I'm gonna be that girl. It's. Damn it! I lost the number. 32 years.
32. Thank you. 32.
It's 45 to.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Got a lot of mileage out of this tonight.
You're probably gonna get a lot of mileage out of that for the entire campaign.
Well, I'm gonna make
Lothar,
sure.
thank you for watching with us. It sounds like Lothar is a well versed in Cyberpunk Red and 2077. Back to Ryoko. What did you roll for your origin?
Middle Eastern / North African.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Arabic, Berber, English, Farsi, French, Hebrew, Turkish are the languages you might speak.
Yep.
Do you actually? I'll give you the choice right here. You can share what you actually chose for your character, or you can keep it secret.
I will absolutely share what I actually chose. I chose East Asian.
A particular country?
Japan.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's jump on the next. What's next? Your personality. I like how kind of ambiguous these roles are. Everyone, give me a roll of a D10. Sam, what'd you get?
Give me a 1 again. 4. Yeah.
Moody, rash, and headstrong.
I'm telling you.
Sounds very North American of you.
I'm digging it though. It's making this an easy character to play.
Yeah, so the point of these roles is you can really just start to get the feel of a character and just start vibing on it and rolling with it. Ryoko, what did you roll?
Stable and serious.
Stable and serious. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a character you would prefer to play. Don't you think? Serious?
Going for the escapism gaming.
I don't know. Intellectual and detached, maybe.
I think considering some of the other options, no. Stable and serious is not what I would go with.
So what did you choose?
Kevin got it in one. Intellectual and detached.
There you go.
The other possible choice would have been sneaky and deceptive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Before
Kevin,
Netrunner, that doesn't like being in the same room with other people. Yeah, I rolled
Kevin.
5, so I'm picky, fussy, and nervous.
Fussy and I like fussy. Fussy sounds like a funny character. Like you dislike germs or something like that, or you fussy.
No, I'm always sending food back to the server.
Yes,
I was just thinking, we can't go to this restaurant. They don't use the right brand of chicken. Or their mozzarella tastes funny.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
All right, so let's move on. Dress and personal all of you roll 2 d10s.
Ew.
I thought it was supposed to be you roll the d10 and what you get goes across the board. So if you roll a 10, you have Asia Pop and you have long and straight hairstyle.
Oh yeah.
Or you can choose one from each column.
I'm talking about affectation below. That's the second d10. I'm just doing both at the same time.
Got it.
Kevin.
I mean, I think it should be a separate column because, business wear is paired with wild and all over. That's standard business wear.
Oh yeah, this is Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
All right.
You
That's a
can't
big
use
part.
today's business standards.
All right.
That's
all right.
also
So,
something to mention. Like, this is a big
think
part
Robert
of
was-
like the book. The way they describe the world is like appearances are a big deal. How cool you look is going to affect the game.
I have in my template for like the character sheet, it's a separate box, which suggests that it's a separate role. But
Well, no,
I'm
because
gonna-
it specifically states that you roll a d10 or choose one for each column. It's
Yeah, exactly. Rule of cool, guys. If you like
got
Asia
it,
pop
got it.
style with a bald head, do it.
okay, so strange contacts is the application number.
Ooh, I like that. What kind of strange contacts are you thinking about? Like the ones that like make you look like complete white eyeballs, or let
me figure out more of my personality, and then I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. That was your. What was that one? Am I missing that? Where was that? Clothing style. Is that the affectation?
Affectation, yeah, bottom page 47.
Well, would you roll for clothing style and hairstyle?
Oh, so hairstyle is a separate. Okay, so so I did gang colors and 6 striped.
Striped hair.
You could look like one of those scenes.
Is that
where,
like highlights or is it like skunk? Like what is that?
Either
Could
or.
be one. Could be either one. Remember, this is a setting where you can have hair that you can control the color of with your
It can light
implant.
up. It can light up. It can flash.
That's true.
It can be, like iridescent and like constantly changing color. Okay, Sam. Tell me about your clothing style, hairstyle, and affectation you are never without.
So I can roll for these, but I've been doing a little character, like little chewing on it to figure out the system. The character I want to do does nomad leathers and has, I guess, short and curly hair. Usually he's got his head covered, and what little bit of hair like is poking out from the head covering is a different color than his natural hair.
Okay.
This dude's all about deception. But I went with nomad leathers for his clothing. I also decided he wears like, what is it, a keffiyeh, I think? The head wrap.
The head. Okay.
A bandana, and he's got a plaid shirt like tied around his waist, like a grunge band would.
Yeah. Like Eddie Vedder from like the 90s.
Yeah. I like, the more I was like putting them in together in my mind, like this is just Gambit went to a Pearl Jam concert. But the affectation, I went with a ritual scar. He's got a little scar on his face. It's like he's got a leg that's covered in tattoos. It's like his life story.
Nice.
Like nomad caravan stuff. Like how they tell their story to each other.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Love it. Okay, Ryoko.
So I rolled Urban Flash for clothing style, short and spiked for hairstyle, and then the affectation was fingerless gloves.
Oh.
Now, what I actually picked was Urban Flash, so that stayed the same. That we got the same there. Hairstyle is striped / long and straight. And then the affectation is, I think I went with something that wasn't actually on the list. It's a hat.
Yes. Tell me about your hat. I want to hear about the hat.
We'll get to the hat when we get to most valued possession.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a
The way you said it was like, ooh, nose ring, spiked gloves, fingerless glove. Oh, right, it's a hat. And I'm thinking it's just like just default trucker, just like plops on your head.
just like a baseball
That
cap.
was my simple thing, this boring ass level 1 hat.
Not quite. Not quite.
All right. I'm here for
All
it.
right. So this next page is your motivations and relationships. What do you value most? How do you feel about most people? Most valued person in your life and the most valued possession you own. Who wants to go first? Let's do Ryoko. Just go right back to you.
Okay. So we're doing most valued person, most valued possession. What are all?
It's
sorry,
we're on page 48 of the book.
Okay.
What do you
And just
value most?
doing
What do you
all
feel about
three of
most
those, right?
people? And then who you value a person, who do you value a possession?
Okay, cool. So what I rolled was power. People are untrustworthy, don't depend on anyone. A pet and a tool.
Interesting.
What I actually chose was knowledge, people are tools, a pet,
Yeah.
and a piece of clothing,
I.e.
The hat.
Yes.
the hat.
That's when a hat levels up.
It
No
comes,
longer
it comes full
alone.
circle.
It comes full circle. So
Okay, wait, we've all been waiting for it. What's the hat? Come on.
can
Lay it on.
I just read a little snippet from my backstory that specifically talks about like her attire and whatnot?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So to differentiate herself from the common rabble, she markets herself as somewhat of a wizard and dresses the part as much as possible. She has a custom-made black LED infused full-length trench coat that she wears over her bodyweight suit. This coat is modeled to look like a classic wizard robe, long and flowing, big round full-length sleeves, etc., but left open at the front. The LEDs in the coat are synced to her implants so she can control the color, pattern, timing of the lights. Think like an LED screen. She typically has this displaying a pattern reminiscent of her namesake, which we'll get into later because I don't think we've mentioned
We haven't
names
gotten
yet.
there yet.
The look is capped off, quite literally, with a large, wide-brimmed black wizard hat in the classic style. Pointed, but like flopped over. There are no LEDs to speak of in the hat. In fact, it's just a plain piece of clothing, likely from a costume shop. As plain as it is, though, she's never without it, and it has become something of a symbol for her and her operation.
Love it. But you rolled a pet for your most valued person in your
Yes. Yes,
life. Do you want to tell me what the pet is?
I can. I have a little blurb that I can read out about that, too.
Yes, do it again.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna talk about. Well, the housing is kind of separate from all of the rolling. So, her living space is entirely taken up by her work. Monitors line every wall, and every other surface is covered with papers and files relating to her hacking exploits. There is only one remotely clear spot, and that is reserved for the most important person in her life, her Bombay cat, Emerald. Emerald is so named for the striking green eyes synonymous with her breed. Though there is a somewhat significant space set aside specifically for her, Emerald spends most of her time among the technological refuse strewn about the rest of the cargo container. Twilight calls home. I guess I just revealed her name.
There you go. Question: Did you reveal the name of the cat?
Yeah, Emerald.
Emerald. Does Emerald? Because cats are infamous for being not friendly with their owners and other people. Does Emerald love Twilight as much as Twilight loves Emerald?
I would say so. Yeah. It's,
I've got. Okay. Let's just put. I don't know what's gonna happen yet, but definitely Emerald's gonna fall somewhere in the story of this campaign for sure.
Oh. I'm gonna be very disappointed if something bad happens to her.
Fair enough. Kevin,
just fair warning.
tell me what you rolled on this page. Oh, I think you're muted.
What I value most? Honesty, which is perfect because being trustworthy is like the first part of the scout law and everything. Feelings about people. People are obstacles to be destroyed if they cross me. So.
Wait, you're being very honest, you know?
Yeah. Most valued person, sister. We'll call her Kate. And most valued possession is a piece of jewelry.
Ooh, have you outlined what's the piece of jewelry?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a piece of jewelry that I would wear, or if it's like a memento from someone else. If you think of, there was a movie on Neil Armstrong going to the moon. And he had like the bracelet of his like daughter who died like very young, and
Okay.
that was the
Fair
thing he
enough.
brought up there. So not sure yet. I'll have to think about it.
I like that.
Or it could be what, Prince Albert. That's my most valued possession.
Ooh, I did not see that go in that direction. That came out of left field. Sam, what did you roll on this sheet?
Let's see.
The Prince Albert, Jesus.
Oh, I do value my word most. Okay. For how I feel about most people, tools, use them for your own goals and discard them.
Oh, God, you guys are all not friendly people.
Hey, it's Cyberpunk, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. Value the most. For a friend.
A friend? Oh, you
No,
think people
not a
are
friend.
objects to be used? Who's your friend? Who's your friend?
Who's asking? You ain't gotta know that.
All right, fair enough.
Just kidding. You're the DM. I'll come up with something.
Did you roll your most valued possession?
That one I'm gonna go with a piece of jewelry. He's a eyebrow ring that his dad gave him.
Oh, that classic father and son memento, an eyebrow ring.
I mean, it was the only thing the only thing I could really pick off of his body.
Oh,
When he
Jesus.
died.
It's the only thing that was left.
I mean, it's the only thing I could quickly grab. I had to go. I had to run.
All right, so let's move on to the next sheet here. Your background. Everyone, give me a roll of a D10. Ryoko, you're first.
Okay, so your original family background. So what I rolled was the 6 combat zoners. Step up from a gang family. Your home was a decaying building somewhere in the zone. Heavily fortified. You were hungry at times, but regularly could score a bed with a meal. Homeschooled. What I actually...
Yeah, that doesn't fit with your backstory you wrote at all.
Nope, not at all. What I actually chose was number 1, corporate execs.
Mm-hmm.
Wealthy, powerful, with servants, luxury homes, and the best of everything. Private security made
Sam's dying.
sure you were always safe. You definitely went to a big name private school.
Ugh, boo. You're one of those kids. Ugh.
Yep.
Kevin. What
So
did you
far, at
roll?
least.
So far.
These are the people I eat.
I rolled 7. Urban homeless. Live in cars, dumpsters, and
7.
abandoned shipping modules. If you were lucky, you were usually hungry, cold, and scared, unless you were tough enough to fight for scraps, education, school of hard knocks. Which, fits well with the sort of pissy and nervous.
Yeah.
Right? Someone's gonna take my food away from me and stuff. And just so you know, Kenyon, I shared my Google Sheet with you, so like you don't have to write stuff down.
I just saw that on my phone. Thank you very much. You're recording your stuff, just your stuff, right? Though.
Yeah, just my stuff. Everyone else, that's their problem.
Well, yeah. Basically, you're recording your stuff. Ryoko has already recorded all of hers. Sam, you just gotta do me a solid and record your stuff. Thank you. Perfect. Where were we? Okay, so we did. Okay, so it's you, Sam. What did you roll?
Good question. Let's find out. Boop. Keep clicking away from the PDF and it goes away. Anyway, I'm an old man on the internet.
What is this computer?
Damn kids, get off my cyber lawn. You're messing up my Neo grass.
Can you please roll up a character that's the grumpy old man of the Cyberpunk RED universe?
You know what? Let's do it. Old man Gambit.
Well, essentially, someone who's like really into 90s grunge rock would be an old man at this point.
Yeah, it's only 2045. Like, that's perfect.
You damn rocker boys. Ain't one of you a Kurt Cobain.
My day, Soundgarden was leading all of you people. Nirvana.
All right, there we were. Okay. Anyway, not gonna miss this page.
All right, so what did you roll? What did we miss that? What would you roll?
Let's see. Corporate technicians, middle class, comfortable.
Suburban home. I mean, I don't. Does that fit with your backstory? If not, feel free to pick any of the ones in there. If that doesn't work. It does not. That's not floating your boat. You know what I mean?
I kind of want to stick to my Nomad pack, but I do love the idea. Like, I'll try to put a little sauce on this Nomad stuff.
Yeah. Spice it up.
But I'm gonna stick with nomadicness.
Okay. Moving on. Your environment and your family crisis. Okay, Kevin.
Childhood environment, ruins of deserted town or city taken over by reclaimers. So I think that'd be cool. Could be in a tech place to do some salvage and such. Family crisis. Family is cursed with hereditary feud that has lasted generations, and it's upon me to make sure it doesn't continue to the next generation by removing someone's bloodline.
A family feud? What number was that? Long term.
9.
9. Your family is a cursed and the heretical feud. That's
Hereditary.
Weird. Like Hatfields and McCoy's kind of thing, but like.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that
you can work that in.
You know, maybe it's a feud with like the Arasaka family. Won't that be interesting?
There you go.
I'm just imagining, like, remember Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, that like Andros wireframe face?
Yeah.
But like it's Steve Harvey. Bring forth the two feuding families. Survey says guilty.
Oh god. Okay. Moving on. Ryoko, what did you roll and what do you got?
Okay, so we're doing childhood environment and family crisis. So what I rolled was safe corp zone, which is the spent in a safe corp zone walled off from the rest of the city. And for the family crisis, it was your family was killed and you're the only survivor.
Oof.
Now, what I actually chose,
Oof.
the only one that changes is the childhood environment. It's a corporate luxury star scraper. Family crisis is the same. Family was killed and I'm the only survivor. Would you like me to read a snippet of the backstory?
Yes, the answer is always yes.
So, Well, we've already established that her name is Twilight. So Twilight was born in 2019 to high-up executives of Arasaka. As Arasaka positioned itself to engage Militech at the beginning of the Fourth Corpo War in 2021, her parents sent her away from Night City to the seat of Arasaka power, Tokyo, Japan. She would remain in the custody of her parents' friends and underlings until such time as it was safe to return. However, in 2023, her parents and the rest of her family were killed during the bombing of Arasaka Tower by unknown forces.
Unknown forces.
Unknown forces.
Okay. Oh, that's intriguing. That is intriguing. Okay. Sam. Go for
Let's see. So I just rolled for childhood environment. I really like Drift Nation. That sounded really neat. I don't know how I'm going to make
like,
that nomadical.
It sounds like a spin-off
Oh.
from the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like,
So, hold on. Speaking of Drift Nations, hold on.
a drift nation is a floating offshore city that is a meeting place for people of all kinds. It's Waterworld. Remember Kevin Costner?
Yeah. So
I'm going to be a wet Gambit.
I was actually looking at
The
those
old Craig.
last
What
night.
are you doing in my water?
And
Get off my front pond.
I found this Reddit post where this guy had come up with a bunch of drift nations,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
and
Maybe
one
we
of
should look at
them is really interesting.
Oh wait, don't give away too much. Sam's gonna go into
I won't, because I actually intend on using it for another character, so I'm not going to give away too much on that one. But
what was your family crisis?
Let's find out. No, don't click that. Your family lost everything through bad management. Ain't it always?
A poorly managed drift nation, and you are like it fell into bankruptcy. And that's why you're in Night City. That's why you're in Night City. The town got bankrupt and had to be submerged. I don't know, something like that.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Oh, here we go. No. The Drift Nation was a floating radio station that only played 90s grunge, and it didn't make any money because no one wants to hear only 90s grunge. And then you had to jump ship and make it to Night City.
What was your dad's name? Jeremy.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, moving on. Tales from the streets, your friends and your enemies. Ryoko, you can go first.
okay, gonna be real short. 0.
Oh,
Is that a no roll? A minimum 0?
Yeah. I don't know
Oh, I
exactly what
see.
numbs I rolled, but it's
So if you roll
a
7 or
D10,
less, dude, it's 0.
you don't get any. So, in both cases, I have 0 friends, but also 0 enemies.
Well, that goes along with your loner characteristics.
Yeah.
But that,
So,
okay.
so
I'm a little sad you don't
hold
have
on.
an enemy though.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me find this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think it's more
Um,
interesting if there's a minimum of 1, but yeah.
You roll a d10. You subtract 7, and that's the number of friends or enemies you have. So you could have 3 or 4. 3. You could have 3.
Yeah.
No,
There's
that's
maximum
that's
of
just friends. You roll separately for the enemies.
For enemies, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can have a maximum of 3 friends and a maximum of 3 enemies, but you're more likely to get 0.
Okay, just do me a solid and just roll 1d10. I want to see what your one enemy.
I like
Oh, no, I
having
did.
a minimum of 1.
I did. I rolled 2,
Oh,
and I
okay,
got
okay.
0. But hold on. Let me, because I have a.
That's funny.
Where the hell is this?
Like, isn't this like whole backstory creation system, like really pretty amazing.
Yeah, a randomly
It's really-
generated
yeah, it's pretty
character
good.
if you want it.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. So I do have a little bit of a snippet of my backstory, somewhat
Do it,
explaining that.
I'm ready.
That also brings in the feelings about people portion from earlier.
Okay.
So, growing up in the seat of Arasaka's power, Twilight understands how useful people are until they aren't. And then they're no longer worthy of her time. As a result, she has no friends, but she also, somehow, has not made any enemies. There are a few former clients that feel that they were screwed over by her and are looking to get something back, but that's just business. It's not her fault someone came in with a better offer. This is how she got the moniker Princess of Friendship as an ironic nickname.
Princess of Friendship. Is that your, like, the Princess of Friendship, is that just a nickname of people, like, between your friends, or is that like your handle online as a netrunner?
No. So there is a section that is for aliases, and so I've listed that as one of her aliases.
Okay.
And then the
So, like,
handle
what group
is
of-
just
What group of people know you as the Princess of Friendship?
Yelp reviews.
basically. So like typically, at least the way it's worked in like the games and stuff is like you might a netrunner might be like tapped for a job that like some group of people is trying to do some job and they need a netrunner, and so the fixer might say oh yeah, I got somebody, and they'll be grouped up. And so basically anybody where that has been the case, probably after the first, or after a couple of times of her just kind of being like, yeah, whatever, you guys are useful to me right now, but screw you guys as soon as this job is done. Like that's the way I figured, like that's how the name came about.
Okay, let's move on.
I
Sam.
know Sam is just hating this.
So if I have to stick to the the 11 Sam gimmick, a lot of this stuff makes me go, ugh, like wizards are bad. But the fact that you put this much effort into, like, it's like when you're playing Armored Core and you like manage to make your Armored Core like Twilight Sparkle colors, like there's a level of dedication that at that point you got to be like, I can't compete with this. Like, that's amazing.
I mean, you literally hit the nail on the head.
Oh, right.
Dedication. Okay, you're rolling a d10 for your number of friends and a d10 for your number of enemies.
I got 7. No.
So you rolled a 7
Oh,
minus 7 minus
minus
7.
7.
So it's actually a 0.
All right, that's fine. Whatever.
Now roll your d10 for your enemies.
Okay, and I still have to subtract 7, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that time I got 6. Can I pick to have just one? I just
Yeah.
want one.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm defaulting to 1, so go with it.
We need some enemies
Right.
here. I know you're all sociopaths who don't have any friends, but at least you gotta have one enemy.
Because
Yeah,
I've killed them already. I don't have enemies anymore.
Okay, it was a person working for me. That's my
Person working for you deserted or betrayed the other. What can they throw at you? Themselves and a few friends.
I'm fine with that.
I figure
Okay.
they were working at the radio station, and you just kind of bailed when it,
No. It was an investor. You were the guy like promising this is gonna be a huge success, and the investor put his money in, and then it just all evaporated.
Look, man. Some people try and show up and try and push some awful fucking records on me, and I'm just not doing it.
I'm only playing the hits, man. I'm playing the hits.
I'm playing what I like. This is my station. Oh, paint pretty pictures of mountain time.
The Pearl Jam references will never end. This is amazing.
They will end. That's like the other one I know. Though I did check, since it is a floating radio station, I checked that our sewage is doing well, and it is in fact an even flow.
That was
That was
so
awful.
good. That was
That
so
was
good.
awful.
I want this campaign to be all that. All that.
I'm a bargain.
Like the '90s TV show.
Yes, exactly. Okay, Kevin, your friends and your enemies.
Yeah. Okay, so I rolled low, so I defaulted to 1. So friends, like a younger sibling to me, and enemy is a strange relative. Why? Because either they turned down a job or my romance, so maybe I was getting like too close to my second cousin. I don't know. What can they throw
there's also this. There's also this heretical feud between your family. You gotta work out where this feud started. Was it like a Romeo
Yeah,
and
I mean, like,
Juliet
that's
situation?
Right, yeah, right. So I could be Tybalt, right? And like my younger like nieces fooling around with like our blood enemies, and I got to go mess them up. So what can I throw at you? Powerful.
Keep going.
Yeah. So
I like the Romeo and Juliet situation, like now in the present time. But you gotta flesh out like what happened 2 generations ago that caused the feud.
Oh yeah, so I forgot about the other part about the tragic love affair. Is lover is imprisoned or exiled. Sorry, I'm a bit big. Okay, so
you're jumping ahead
enemies.
just
What can
a
they throw
little
you?
bit.
Powerful gang or small corp. What's gonna happen? You go into a murderous rage and try to physically rip their face off.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a lot to flesh out there. I'm excited for that one. Okay. All right, we're moving on. Did we roll for everyone? Yeah, we did.
Ooh, but I mean, I was thinking about the other side, like an honor killing. Maybe that's a little too dark.
that is a little dark. Sweet revenge and your tragic love affair or affairs. Sam, let's start with you.
Bring it on the heartbreak. That's Def Leppard. 6. Okay. Sweet revenge. Okay. I'm going to backstab them indirectly. That's pretty on par with fixing things. I'm just gonna fix it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go fix things. Don't worry about it.
And your tragic love affair. This one's another roll a d10 and subtract 7. That's the number of love affairs you have.
Nah. 2.
Whoa.
Hey. I'm telling you, there's more Gambit in here than you think. Gambit not only is a thief, he's also a pipe player. And then, so I get to roll this table twice, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. So my first tragic love affair was killed in a fight. And then the second one died in an accident. Jesus Christ. No wonder I'm such an asshole.
Man, this is a torrid affair. I mean, with like, okay, maybe the person you backstabbed was you seduced to get them to invest in the radio station.
I love that you're still really going to this radio station.
Oh no, this is never getting old. This isn't. It's. I'm making fun, guys. Sam. You can do whatever you want with your backstory. Don't let me influence you.
No. I am loving the commitment to the bit, much like painting your mech the Twilight Circle colors.
All right, Ryoko, let's talk about your revenge and your love affairs.
Well, since I didn't have any enemies, there's nothing to revenge, and I rolled nothing for tragic love affairs.
Oh, so
However,
boring.
yeah, allow me to read a small snippet from my backstory.
Here we go.
I love how prepared you are. It's
I
really
got
making
2
it
pages of it.
so bad.
While her demeanor and disposition has cultivated a reputation of aloofness and apathy with regard to friends, there have been a couple of girls that have been inextricably drawn to her detached personality.
Oh.
Unfortunately, her previous partners met with a bad end, with one girl going cyber psycho and the other being killed on a job.
Oh, well, that's depressing. But I like the idea of there's a certain mental, people want what they can't have, and you are detached from other people. That could attract some people. I like that.
And it leads directly into another character's backstory.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Kevin, your sweet revenge and your tragic love affairs.
My sweet revenge was gonna murder this rage and try to physically rip their face off, and then
Oh yeah, you said this.
tragic love. Yeah, tragic lover is imprisoned or exiled, and exiled falls into the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot there for you to piece together. I like this.
Yeah.
Last thing to roll here. Oh, this is just with the regular backstory creator. Your life goals. Kevin, let's just jump right back into you.
Oof. That's it. Stand by. 5. Live down your past and try to forget it. So
you're trying to
maybe
escape
for
your
like,
past.
maybe if I feel guilty for exterminating like an entire family, including all the babies.
Oh, that's dark. That is dark. Sam, what do you got?
I rolled a 4. Cause pain and suffering to anyone who crosses you. Feel the anguish that is grunge rock.
Yes, you have this, whatever your situation is that you feel like you need to exact revenge. You are as you're like exacting revenge, you've got some like deep grunge power ballad, whatever that is, like the slow jam of grunge playing in your earbuds.
It's got to be like a Walkman. Like, let's get a little Guardians of the Galaxy on here. It's probably a cassette tape or something.
No, you're listening to what's the song from Radiohead? I'm a Loser.
Creep.
Creep. That's what the one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hate that song. No.
Yeah, fantastic.
You gotta put it to your heart. Let it be so.
Ryoko, what do you got?
So I actually rolled the same as what I don't remember if I actually chose this or if I rolled it. There were some pieces, so I did actively roll everything for what eventually became my character, but I went back and chose some things that fit more with what I had in mind. But they are the same, so I think I'm just going to read the final bit of my backstory.
Do it.
For this. So at 26, after being relegated to a mere footnote and mostly forgotten, Twilight wants nothing more than to gain fame and recognition. Everything she does, from the way she dresses to her interactions with others, are all in service to that goal. To never fade away.
Oh.
I really love the way that came out.
Yes.
I wrote that at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night.
Yeah.
what movie is that from? Your What You Do Echoes for Eternity. Like I'm getting that sort of vibe
Mhm.
from it.
Yeah. Well, so in particular, it was directly a reference to
I think that's
an
Gladiator.
earlier, an
Gladiator,
earlier
thank you.
chapter
Yeah.
in the book that's
Mhm.
literally titled "Never Fade Away." That goes through the some of like Johnny Silverhand's story.
In the chat, Dr. Boilerplate is actually someone who will probably be joining us in the future to play, and he says, "Never fade away. Well done." Let's see here. All right, so that is the randomness of the backstory for like the bare bones, like any character. There's also a little bit of a rolling for each role-based life path. We have a net runner, we have a tech, and Sam, you are a fixer, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're gonna do the net runner first. We're gonna scroll down to the net runner. All right, Ryoka, just take us through. You have 2 pages here.
Yep.
If you want to roll, let's roll. If you want to just give us excerpts from your backstory, we would love that also. So it's up to you.
Yes,
I think I'm just gonna go with. We'll just go down the list, and I'll tell you what I have
Yeah.
on my actual character sheet, and then where relevant, I will probably read excerpts from my backstory.
Okay.
I think there's really only one part that, yeah, there. And is there anything else? I feel like I've mostly. I've read out most of the backstory, so
Okay. Yeah, just read through what
okay.
you rolled. So what
So
you chose at least.
yeah, so let's see. For the first one, just likes to
What
crack
kind of runner
systems for
are
the
you?
fun it. So number 4,
Yeah.
and then
Do you have a partner or do you work alone?
work alone.
Okay.
And then this was already mentioned before, but number 1, there are screens everywhere for what my workspace is like.
Yeah. No. I have in my personal life. I'll admit it. I have an addiction for screens. My setup right now, you guys can't see it obviously, but I have 4 monitors for one computer, 1 monitor for another computer. I have my phone and I have a tablet. Yes, screens are the best.
I have a 1440p monitor there.
Yeah.
I have a 4K monitor right here. I have another 4K monitor right here. And I have another 4K monitor right here. I got a phone. I got another phone.
I know. It's an addiction. It's hard to crack.
I got
right?
a laptop.
I know. Sam, does
3
that
others sitting over there.
One of those like handkerchiefs that never stop.
Yeah,
But it's all
right.
pulling it out of your
Right.
hand?
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Bring up your sleeves.
Okay, so that was your
Okay.
work alone role, and that leads into who are some of your other clients?
Yeah. Okay. So some of my other clients are.
Oops.
Hold on. I think. Okay, yeah, there it is. So it's local fixers who send me clients. I'm just gonna actually just go through all of this, and then I'll read the
for
snippet
it.
of my backstory. Where do I get my programs? Corporate execs supply me with programs in exchange for my services. Who's gunning for me? Old clients who think I screwed them over. And then where is?
That's everything.
Oh,
right?
okay, that's it. That's it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's everything.
And then so the snippet of backstory is well, Twilight mostly hacks systems for the fun of it. She does still have some contacts with the higher-ups in Arasaka. They'll occasionally request her services in exchange for various programs needed in her day-to-day. While those jobs can net her some exclusive ice, most of her real work comes from local fixers, in particular Cassiopeia, who has been especially useful in securing her interesting and lucrative jobs.
Cassiopeia, what a great name.
That's just one of her aliases. Her actual name is something different. I haven't decided if Twilight actually knows what her actual name is or not.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense you wouldn't know.
So actually, it makes more sense that she would.
Really?
Because of backstory reasons on the other character.
All right, we're gonna move on to the tech. Kevin here. Tech has 2 pages also here. So we're gonna start with what kind of tech are you? Roll a d6.
Cyberware tech.
Cyberware tech. Oh, this is. Oh, you wanted this.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a partner or do you work alone?
I have a partner.
Oh, okay. Roll that d6.
Okay. Family member.
Your family is just getting more and more complicated.
Not a big family.
All right, family member, which leads back into what your workspace is like. So give me another d6 there.
I mean, this might be a little too close to home. Only you understand your filing system.
So it's just junk everywhere.
It looks like
but
junk
you
everywhere,
know where everything
but I know
is.
exactly where everything is.
Yeah. No,
So you have ADHD.
basically, right?
Yeah.
That
So I
leads
have-
into what are your main clients?
So I have that as corporate execs who use you for black project work.
Ooh, that's dark, mysterious, and dark. Where do you get your supplies?
Corporate execs supply you with stuff in exchange for your services.
Obviously, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And who's gunning for you?
For large manufacturer trying to bring you down because your mods are a threat. Oh,
Okay.
I violated the terms of use, terms of service, and that's why they're
Damn it.
coming after me.
I knew I should have read that. Oh, I gotta figure out what corporation is after you. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, Sam, let's move on to the fixer. Fixer. We have 2 pages here. What kind of fixer are you? Roll a d6 or d10. I'm sorry.
For that, I rolled operate several successful night markets, although not as an owner.
Okay, so you're you run night markets. That's super interesting. Now that bootleg deep cut 90s grunge cassette tape market, it's out there. It's out there.
We have this we have a shop over in Tampa called Sound Exchange where like bring your old records in
Yeah.
and like, you know, whatever stuff like random shit they have. So it's just a bunch of those. Just a bunch of swap meets like, hey
Yeah,
man, you got any good records? This shit sucks. Throw it out of there.
Just throw the record like a frisbee.
Yeah.
Do you have a partner or do you work alone?
I rolled the D4 for that one. So 1 and 2 is yes, 1 and 2 is yes, 3 and 4 is no. So I work alone.
You work alone. Roll a d6 for what your office is like.
Man, I rolled a. You like to keep it mobile, which I feel like that's either the best option or the worst one, because all of the other ones sound perfectly good.
Dude,
like-
just choose what you want. Like, don't be beholden to what the dice say. Like, just roll it.
No, but like, I could pick one of these and make it really cool, or I could pick all of it by going, I like to keep it mobile, and I have all of these things.
Just Lincoln
So, yeah.
lawyer in a car with a mobile phone, and your agent. All right. We'll keep it there. We'll keep it there. Or think on it. Think on it. Sleep the night on it, and let me know tomorrow.
We'll keep it mobile. That fits in my. I am the business man.
Who are your side clients?
Ooh, good question. What is that? 6. Local solos or other combat types who use you to get them jobs.
I don't know. I don't know why solos want grunge rock, but I think I can maybe think of an idea.
I mean, whatever. Look, I'm just always good at knowing what other people want. What I want is a good Pearl Jam record.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
10 was the only good one.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm not gonna lie. In real life, I was a huge Pearl Jam fan. I had all the albums. Oh, anyway.
Oh yeah.
The only one I could ever listen to was 10. So
10's a classic, though. 10's a classic.
10 is a
classic.
Is a classic.
Who is gunning for you?
Ooh. A rival fixer trying to beat me out for resources and parts.
Rival fixer.
I could see it.
Oh, I got an idea. Oh, goodness gracious! I'm not gonna say anything, but I know the whole. Obviously, I know the whole story of the campaign. Something just clicked into place, and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, moving on. That's your story. I'm gonna ask you guys at this point, what are your character names? Now, Ryoko, you've already told us your first name. What, do you have a full name?
I mean, not. I can tell you the full name of the character I stole the name from.
Okay.
It's already been mentioned a couple of times tonight. Twilight Sparkle. But I think cyberpunk wise, just Twilight works real nice.
All right, so obviously you were born, your character was born with a first and a last name. Is Twilight your handle that you now go by 100% like Neo?
Yep.
Or
yeah.
So you've excommunicated yourself from your birth name.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure that within the realm of the cyberpunk universe that a lot of people actually have, or at least go by, first and last name.
Yeah.
Like
for
certainly,
sure.
certainly, like the real higher ups, like Yorinobu Arasaka, it obviously has, and probably any of the Arasaka family, but anybody not in that tier, I think mostly just has a name they go by, and that's it, just like a single name, a moniker.
Okay, fair enough. Kevin, what is your character with a so I think with Kevin in particular, your last name is going to be dramatically important because it's like all about your family, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's going to be the story of the fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
So what is your name?
I think I know. I'm trying to think about it.
Oh, I can come back to you. Kevin. Don't worry. I didn't mean to put you.
Yeah, let me come back to this. This is very important. Let me put some thought into it.
Sam.
Hello.
I can think of a lot of famous grunge rockers that have names we could use in this situation. What is your name?
You're pretty much just gonna know him as Bag a Rag.
Bag a Rag?
Mm-hmm. All one word.
Bag of
because of all of the like layers of fabric, and he just looks like a bag of rags.
Bag of rag. Bag of rag. Bag of rag. Bag of rags or bag of rag.
Just the singular.
Bag of rag. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. It's a good nickname.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, we're back to you.
Actual name, literally anything you would like it to be. Eddie Veteran. Totally different.
Oh,
All right,
that's good.
I'm looking up some Maori last names.
Fatu.
You go with common Maori surnames. Yeah.
I don't. Maori people I know. I know a few
I'm gonna go with the
Hawaiians.
last
Oh!
name is Naru.
Don't worry about it.
Naru.
Anaru.
Maori. First
In
name.
Hawaii.
Oh, I'll go with Mazer, like Mazeraka, because he was Maori. Mazer Anaru.
Anaru. Oh, that's a pretty badass name. I'm not gonna lie. Mazer Anaru.
But I also need to come up with a handle, right? Like, because everyone has their
You don't.
awkward
No, you
handles.
don't need to necessarily. I mean, people still go by their names in this world. I mean,
Yeah, that can be your handle.
Yeah.
all right. So we've gone through the backstory. I think that was really fun, really interesting.
Sorry.
I don't think we need to on the stream here go through like the nuts and bolts of your character. I think that's something you guys can do off screen. So let me talk about.
Okay.
I'm gonna as on top of watching the movie this week. Just this week, you guys are gonna have some more homework. Sam's pissed. Sam is pissed.
I'm just spicy.
Oh, so you don't want us rolling for stats? I mean, I guess we can do that on our own. Is that what you mean?
Let's jump over here. Okay, so the cool thing about the book is when it comes to stats and skills and equipment, they give you 3 options of creating them. One is just like roll a dice and it gives you all the information. 2, and they call that street rats, templates, basically. The second option, let me scroll down right here, is called edge runners, where you basically roll for every stat you have, which is a little more complex, a little more can happen. The third option is the complete package, and this is you have a total amount you're capped by, and then you can allocate all those points into all your stats. I'm gonna leave this all to you guys as individuals. You can do this any way you want. This is the same for skills. This is the same for starting equipment. And that's everything, right? The only thing I'm gonna say to you guys, and this is my one piece of advice, is this campaign is not all about combat. Sink some points into those non-combat skills also. I'm a little ominous, a little bit but I definitely do that. Dive through here, do stats, do that. I'm gonna need all of you guys once I set up the Foundry VTT creation to enter that all into Foundry VTT. If you have trouble with it, if you don't want to, talk to me. We can figure it out. It's no big deal. Other couple things I'm gonna need from all of y'all. One is a search online. Do some Google searches. Find an image that you think your character looks like. Send it to me. That will be your token on the VTT.
Nice.
The other thing,
Oh boy.
all these things, all these stuff we rolled into your backstory, all this, the numerous elements that create your backstory, form it into a couple sentences for me. Just, it doesn't have to be a 2-pager like Ryoko did. It can literally be a 2-sentence-er if you want it to be. Just form all of those things into a cohesive storyline, a cohesive thought, and send it over to me. I also reserve the right to change a few names and places in there to maybe fit into the overall narrative of the campaign. I'm just going to point that out there. This is a... Okay, so guys, you guys saw the intro video I did, like the making fun of Law & Order. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. If you guys are willing, the three of you, send me an image of you yourself, that might be wearing, like, for instance, Ryoko might be wearing a wizard hat that I want to add into the opening video. We can discuss it later on offline. If that sounds fun to you, let me know. If not, no big deal either way. Last thing I'm going to ask of you. Last thing. We went through this process. I need you, after you've created your main character, make a second character. Because in Cyberpunk RED, it's well known, it is infamous for your characters can die easily. I want you to make a second character that this character has a reason to show up if your first character died. The best example I like to give is that if a rocker boy died in the campaign, a media might show up because he's making a documentary about the life of the rocker boy. Also, Ryoko, you've mentioned this before, the Netrunner dies, your fixer, who gives you jobs, shows up to be like, what happened to you? I'm expecting you to complete this one job. What happened? Just a reason for your backup character.
There's
to
other
show
reasons
up.
too.
Yeah. A reason for your backup character to show up if your first character dies. And just make it a fun little quirk of why. Something creative. I think the idea of a rocker boy dying and then the guy making a media making a documentary about him after his death posthumously is a funny way of making it happen. Keep all of that secret from me. I don't want to hear anything, so that if your character dies and your second character shows up, it's a surprise to all of us.
Okay.
I think that is it. We are at almost 2 hours. 1 hour 45. I'm excited. The other thing I need to mention, we have 3 people who are kind of hesitant about committing to this campaign, but they did promise to jump in when they could. So the cool thing about Cyberpunk RED is the campaign is really chopped up into like operations, or like basically chapters of like what would happen in a few days. So the 3 of you can jump in and out as much as you like. If you can't make it 1 week, that's no big deal. Someone else going to jump into your place. We might have 5 players. We might have 3. We might have 4. Who knows? This is a fluid situation. Let's just have fun. And I will adjust any power levels of enemies to fit the group. I don't know if he's still in the chat. Dr. Boilerplate is one of my friends here in New York who said he wants to jump in. I'm looking at my list of stuff I wanted to talk about. I think that is everything. Thank you all for joining me. Sam, welcome to the channel. I'm excited about grunge, floating radio grunge guy, Bagarag. I'm very excited about this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the plan is to do episode 1 next week at Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you can make it, I'm excited. If you can't, that's no big deal either. And if anyone's still watching, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you all for joining.
Yep.